Hello, this is Gray Hughes. I'm doing a video today on a missing person named Jamie Christine Beasley. Now, a friend of the family actually let me know about this case months ago, and as it actually was happening, and there's just so little news out in the public that I wasn't able to continue following it, okay? All the information out there is just wild speculation on social media by people who think they know stuff, right? So they throw out all this information and it ends up hurting the family, and it's just, that kind of stuff needs to stop. Now, if you actually have factual information, put it forward. If you don't, just keep it to yourself, okay? If it's some random thought that is wild speculation, it gets really old, to be honest with you. Okay, so the family deserves better than that. All right, now let's go over this case. There's not a lot of information, however. Jamie Christine Beasley, age 33, missing December 15th, 2017. That's when she went missing. So that was literally only 4 months and a week ago. She went missing in Indianapolis. Her height is 5'2". She weighed 120 pounds. Brown eyes, brown hair with blonde highlights. Jamie was last heard from at 10:45 p.m. when she sent a text message to a friend on the night she went missing. Jamie has a gap in her front teeth. Jamie had no personal items with her when she went missing. Jamie has 2 tattoos. One is a tribal symbol on her lower back and the word luscious on her stomach. Jamie was going to spend the holidays with her family out of town, but she never arrived and has had no contact with her family or friends, which concerns them. And I can imagine that would concern any family member. She actually didn't even have her phone or her purse or her jacket that she had just had at the person's house she was at. She was actually at her boyfriend's house, and his name is Jeff Meyer. Okay, Jeff Meyer is the last person to have seen her alive. And he states that she left and he hasn't seen her since. He has no idea where she is. Well, why would she leave her phone, her purse, and even a jacket? Remember, this is December 15th in Indiana, and it's had a horrible winter there. As a matter of fact, it was just snowing there recently, like last week. It just kept snowing and then it'd be sunny, snowing and sunny. So it's been horrible there. And you're talking about 10:45 at night when it's even colder. There's just been so little in the media about this case. HLN did a short video. There's been some local media stories. And there's one true crime video maker on YouTube who made one. I'll put her video in the description. But that's about it. Okay, so right now, let's watch the video that HLN did. This is just the second part of it, but it allows you to hear what the mother and sister of Jamie were thinking at the time.
Wrapped Christmas presents for her little girl and her family.
Yeah, that's what we're told. I mean, left with everything in place, the gifts, everything ready for Christmas, and still no sign, no indication of, where she went or, how this even happened, how she disappeared.
Now, here's the information, because this is a missing persons case. She is 32 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, 120 pounds, brown eyes and brown hair. You're looking at her right there with blonde highlights. Here's what she was last wearing: blue jeans, a pink zip-up jacket, and pink and black high-top sneakers. Look at her face. Have you seen her at all? Joining us tonight is her family. Sherry Price, who is her mother, and also her sister, Suzanne Billings, joining us now from Indianapolis. I don't think we can even begin to know what you were and are going through, especially, Sherry, the time of year, because this is exactly when Christmas was happening. She was gone over Christmas, Sherry.
Yes. Yes, she was gone, and we can't find her anywhere. We have been looking everywhere, and we just can't find her.
It must just give you such, I mean, I don't want to put words into your mouth, but at this point, you just must feel hopeless?
I'll never give up hope. I have to find her. Good, bad, or otherwise, I have to find her.
And your strength will not only get you through this, but I think will help find your daughter. Now, you are taking care of her daughter, Brooklyn, right? 9 years old?
Yes.
That must be very difficult. Does Brooklyn know that her mother is missing, or how are you dealing with that?
We are trying to shield her as much as possible from all of this, but she knows something's wrong because her mom hasn't called her at all, you know? And she's worried, but we haven't told her how worried we are.
Of course, of course. Now, what if police told you? Where was she last seen? Who was the last person to see her?
The last person to see her was her boyfriend whenever she went there to pack her things to come down and visit with us in Kentucky.
Right, because she was going to come visit you for Christmas, and she had her presents
she was
already.
gonna be there for
Have you
Christmas.
spoken to him? I mean, there are no suspects here at all. We know law enforcement went to his home to talk with him this week, actually, 3 weeks later. Have you spoken to him yourself?
I have not, but
Have you
several
tried
people
and he
have
won't
went and
speak to
talked
you?
him. Yes, he does. He won't talk to me.
He won't. Had you ever met him before?
Nope.
And he won't speak to you.
Nope.
Do you know what he has said to law enforcement?
No, they haven't told me. They said it was an ongoing investigation.
What did she leave behind? What was in that home?
Her purse, her cell phone, her clothes. We have since recovered those items. My niece and her husband went over there and got those things from the house. He did give that stuff to them. But no way would she have walked out and left that stuff behind.
Right.
She didn't even have her coat.
Not even
Or the
her
presents
coat.
that she got for Brooklyn, you know?
Suzanne, tell us about your sister. We see her on the screen. She is beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about her.
She's my best friend. I have a closer bond with her than almost anybody in my family. And I just don't know what to do. We've done everything. We've done flyers. We've contacted news stations. We walked on hand and foot looking at ditches and creeks and tunnels. We've done everything possible that we can ourselves. She is a beautiful person. She's the one that, you know, she's the life of the party. She's always going to make you laugh. If you're down, she's the one that brings you up.
Well, there you have it. And you heard them mention that the boyfriend hasn't been very cooperative to them at all. As a matter of fact, he won't talk to the mother of his girlfriend that apparently just went missing, and he has no idea where she is, but can't find the time to speak to the mother. Okay, I find that to be very disturbing, to be honest with you. Okay, now, here's the thing. The boyfriend actually lives right in this area right here, okay? And this is the house that Jamie was at, and apparently just walked out the door and went missing, and by God didn't have her purse or her jacket or her keys or her cell phone or anything when she went out this door. Who does that at 10:45 at night? Okay, but apparently that's the story of Jeff, the boyfriend who lives in this house. Now, recently, which when I say recently, I mean very recently, yesterday, a body was actually found in this neighborhood. And when I saw where it was located, I immediately realized, okay, this has to be her. Okay, look how close that is. A body was found right there. Okay, so I assumed that it was her, even though there wasn't any official word about it. Okay, now I've already made this video once prior, but I had to change the video because while I was making it, I got a message from that family friend, and they said that the news was reporting that the body found yesterday was indeed the body of Jamie. So the body of Jamie has been found. Now I actually have a video from yesterday when they actually found the body and they were on the news and they spoke to Jamie's sister even in this article.
Remains found after a neighborhood cleanup crew was out working for Earth Day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gabby Gonzalez. Those remains were found near 20th Street and Riley Avenue. It's a story our Randy Smith has been following all day. He's live in the newsroom now with the details.
Yeah, there's a small creek that runs alongside the road, and that's where we're told neighbors cleaning up found the body and then called police. The news has shaken people who live nearby and leaves one family in particular with even more questions that they hope get answered.
She was somebody's daughter, might have been somebody's mother, sister, you know. This is just crazy.
Neighbors around this east side neighborhood are remembering a lost life.
I just wanted to come down and make certain it wasn't none of our friends.
Tonight, we don't know who was found, but police say they have recovered what they believe to be human remains. They're treating the case as a death investigation until more tests can be done.
This is not something that I'm used to. I feel like I live in a semi-safe neighborhood. I'm not going to say I've never heard gunshots or anything like that before, but no, I feel safe letting my children ride the bus or get on the bus and walk to their bus stop.
For Suzanne Gill, this story might be the answer to her sister's whereabouts.
Around December 15th, we have been trying to get in contact with her.
That's when Jamie Beasley was last heard from. A makeshift memorial sits a short couple blocks away where Beasley was last seen.
It scares me because it's so close to the house she went missing, and we've checked here several times. Many people have checked here.
For now, the family continues to do what it's done for nearly 5 months. Wait, hoping for an answer to a difficult time.
It's not easy to say that I want it to be her because I want the peace. I want her laid to rest if that is the case. Then at the same time, how can someone do that to anybody and leave them like that?
And anyone with more information on what happened here should give Crime Stoppers a call at 317-262-TIPS. Live in the newsroom, Randy Spieth, Fox 59 News.
Okay, so that was yesterday where the body was actually. Now let's take a look at Google Earth and see where the body was actually found. Okay, so right in this area, right in there. And as you can see, the imagery here is from August 2015. Well, I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's from August 2015, so you're at the height of the summer. Trees have a lot of foliage on them and so forth. Okay, now right now is April, right? So you're just getting out of the winter months, and it's been absolutely a horrible winter in Indiana. I mean, it's still snowing just even last week, and it kept snowing and snowing and snowing. And as you can see, the foliage isn't very thick at all. So while they were cleaning up for Earth Day, they actually found the remains up this creek. And as you can tell, this is the same location. See this pole here? That little metal strip right there, that's this metal strip. This pole here is this pole. This wooden fence is this wooden fence, and you can even, even the buildings back there, the homes, right there and right there. Just a slightly different angle of the photograph. Okay, so the remains were found right there, and it's literally only something like 700 feet, 250 yards perhaps, from where the body was found to where Jamie was last seen by Jeff Meyer's house. All right, so there's one final piece of this puzzle. I don't know if it's actually a part of the puzzle, but something pretty bizarre is that Jamie has a friend named Tiffany Harlow who was found dead 10 days after. Now we know that Jamie was actually murdered on December 15th. At least I believe so. I mean, maybe perhaps it was the next day or whatever, but I believe she was murdered now on December 15th because they found her remains, and they're very close to the house. So I think the day she went missing is the day she was murdered. Okay, so that means 10 days later, her friend was found dead and murdered, homicide, in a parking lot of a McDonald's right here, just 7 miles away. Okay, now you ask yourself, maybe this friend, Tiffany, actually had some inside information of what happened and she was taken out for her knowledge. It's hard to say, but either way, both of these stories have had so little coverage out there, and I wish they would stop the speculation. Okay, so I think that's about all the information I have right now on this case. I'll keep you guys updated on the developments, because now there's going to be a murder investigation. Now that we know that there actually is a body and that she was killed. The police and investigators could always pretend that she was just missing, but now they can't anymore. And I think I know where they are going to start. Okay? So I hope that law enforcement does what they need to be doing in this case. There's been so many cases lately where it seems like they're dropping the ball, and I'm not sure why. You know, I'm a big fan of law enforcement, but there have been many cases lately where it seems like they sort of lose interest and go on somewhere else when there's actually like huge leads that should lead them in the right direction. But it's not happening, okay? So I feel bad for this family. Hopefully now, though, there will be some arrests pending soon, okay? All right, so until next time, everybody, be safe out there.